and this is still God's world. This is our Father's world. I love that hymn. But even though it might be dark, we know that God's light shines bright.
Yeah. Welcome to Hopecast, where we share hope and inspiration about what God is doing at Blessings of Hope in our local community and in our personal lives. I'm your host, David Lapp. Today I'm joined by Kurt Weaver from the PA Family Institute. Kurt also serves on the board of FaithfulGive. FaithfulGive is a Kingdom Causes fundraising event held from October 20th to 22nd this year. FaithfulGive provides venues to celebrate God's provision, encourage local leaders, and advance God's kingdom on earth. So, FaithfulGive, when you think about FaithfulGive, what was some of the inspiration behind, why FaithfulGive?
Well, I think the reason behind FaithfulGive is God has given us so much, right? And certainly found in the treasure in Jesus Christ. But because Christ has given us so much, he also calls us to be generous as he has been generous to us. So really the thought behind FaithfulGive is to encourage people to give of their treasure, to give of their time, and to bless others. Mm-hmm. So,
which brings us to our Bible verse for today is out of Deuteronomy 15:10. Says, "You shall surely give to him, and your heart shall not be grieved when you give to him, because for this thing the Lord your God will bless you in all your works and in all at which you put your hand to." And there's so much joy in giving, and just being a part of something like FaithfulGive, just being a part of the different organizations of this community and being able to empower them with a day of giving. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is, and I think. A lot of times you have, FaithfulGive is great because it's including like 70, faith-oriented, faith-based organizations here in Lancaster County. Mm-hmm. And it gives people the opportunity to see all these organizations that are doing great gospel work and being able to give to those organizations and see that money actually extended through our stretch giving.
Mm-hmm. So is the FaithfulGive, is that limited to Lancaster County, or is it a larger area?
So it's limited to Lancaster County, either organizations in Lancaster County or organizations doing work in Lancaster County.
So the focus is for Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, organizations that are serving this region.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if people want to get involved in FaithfulGive,
of course, in October, anyone can be giving. Mm-hmm. But folks can go to our website, which is faithfulgive.org. And that's faithfulgive.org that people can go and get more information.
Yeah. So think about last year. I think last year was the first year that this happened. So what were some of the highlights around FaithfulGive? Last year was it about $750,000 that was raised?
It was. We didn't know what to expect our first year, and by God's grace, we were just thrilled at the Lancaster County community stepping up and saying, no, these organizations are doing such great work and we want to support them. And so that was great to see so much money come in. And this year, we're praying that it's going to be even bigger. We have more organizations on board. And so if you're watching this podcast and you're going to get an email from one of your favorite organizations or Blessings of Hope or Pennsylvania Family Institute or whatever, pay attention to it and hop on and look for ways to engage in that way.
Mm-hmm. So are there any new prizes this year or new exciting things that you can share yet, or is that all a secret?
Well, it'll be very similar to last year. So we have a number of prizes, but then we also have our shared fund. And so I think we're close to around $100,000 in prize and shared funding that's going to be given to these nonprofits. But what's exciting this year is the Giving Expo that we're working together on.
Yeah.
And last year, the Giving Expo was amazing that you guys did and blessed so many people. And so this year it's going to be great because we're kind of incorporating it into FaithfulGive and giving people a greater opportunity to come out, get to know different organizations, and look for ways to engage and partner.
Yeah. So now you bring up the Giving Expo. Last year that was an event that we did at Spooky Nook, which is a lot of focus on just bringing the nonprofit community together, there's a lot of focus on how people serve the nonprofits, but we wanted to highlight how the nonprofits are serving the community, and the collaboration that these nonprofits can if they come together at an expo type event, they can get to know who they're working with. They can get to know, if they have needs or if they have a certain thing that they need help with, they know who the other organizations are that are working together in the community. So that is coming up on the last day of the Faithful Give, October 22nd, at the Wyndham Resort in Lancaster, which is right across from Dutch Wonderland. If you're a nonprofit and you want to sign up to that, you can also find information on the Blessings of Hope website, blessingsofhope.com/events. Should be a link there to sign up for that. That there is no cost to attend as a nonprofit or as a community. If you want to come in and get to know the nonprofits, get to know who the people are that are serving our community together, it's a great place to do that. I believe we have room for 110 or 118 nonprofits to have a booth there this year. So we're pretty excited about that opportunity just to share with our community what the nonprofit organizations are doing for the community, and just a collaborative event to get to know each other better.
You know what was neat about it last year, David, is just having so many people come through, because it is like an expo, right? It's like going to any expo, and you're getting to know different organizations and what they offer and what they're doing. But what was really neat last year is I had people coming up who have the same interest or heartbeat as our organization and saying, how did I not know about your organization? And we've been around for like 35 years organizationally. Yeah. And there's still people that are, still finding out about different nonprofits and how they can get involved. So it was just a great time. So I hope this year we'll have a large turnout.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a way to just, like I said, share the impact of the nonprofit community, and also the collaboration between the organizations. And that's always a fun piece of it, is just to see the organizations getting to know each other. So October 22nd, which is the third day of the Faithful Give, we're going to be collaborating at the Wyndham Resort here in Lancaster. There'll be some music there in the evening. There'll be some prizes given out, as well as we'll have the leaderboard up. We can see how much is being raised for the Faithful Give as a part of the Giving Expo. So we're very excited to collaborate.
I heard that you're going to be doing a solo that night. You're going to be on the stage. You're going to be singing.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, I think I have.
You must have inside information.
Yeah, I do have inside information, I believe, David. Yeah, I think. I mean, everyone, I think, wants to hear you sing.
So
maybe what we should do is, if we raise such amount of, a certain amount of money, you're going to have to sing in front of everyone.
You want to join me? Anyway, yeah, we're excited to see what God does with that.
No commitment here, right?
We'll see about the singing part later. We'll have that conversation later. But anything you wanted to share yet before we wrap this up about Faithful Give, Giving Expo, anything?
No, it's just well, first off, I am so thrilled of all the good work the faith community is doing, not just here in Lancaster County, but around the world, including Blessings of Hope and other organizations. And, this is still God's world. Even though we look around and we can say, boy, there's a lot of bad things happening in our world, we know that the world is far better off because God's people's in it, and God's people are active through so many great organizations doing great work, whether it's feeding the poor or whether it's advancing the gospel, whether it's doing school engagement and ministry, whether it's working like we do, working with our legislators and leaders, whether it's prayer outreach, or there's so many different things that God's people are doing and making an impact in our world.
Yeah.
And this is still God's world. This is our Father's world. I love that hymn. But even though it might be dark, we know that God's light shines bright.
Yeah, especially if we as His light go forth and share the gifts and talents that He gives to us. There's people that say, why even bother, because the world's going to hell in a handbasket, if you will. And it's like, well, why not? We can give it our best effort while we're here on earth. And the fact of the matter is, if Jesus comes back tomorrow and this is all over, who's going to care? who's going to care that we pressed in for what we did? But if if he lingers another 20, 40, 80, 200 years, what difference can we make today that will make the next 200 years a different outcome than if we just sit on our hands and wait, wait for the return of Christ? So,
I'm sure you're familiar with this verse, but Jeremiah 29, where God's people are finding themselves in exile in Babylon, right? And what does God say to his people? How should they be acting? How should they be involved in a fallen, hostile, even humanistic society? He tells them to build homes, to get married, to be involved in the community. And then he says, seek the welfare of the city in which I have sent you into the exile. Pray to the Lord on its behalf, for in its welfare you will find your welfare. And I think you're right. That's how we as God's people should be. That we're in exile. We're waiting for our the future kingdom of Christ. And until that day, we're called to seek the welfare of the world we live in.
Yep. Occupy till I come.
Yeah, that's good.
We're here to occupy earth until Jesus comes back and takes us home. So.
Amen.
With that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us on Hopecast. Thank you, Kurt, for making the trip down here this morning and being a part of this. I'm David Lapp, your host and CEO of Blessings of Hope. To learn more about Blessings of Hope and how we serve the community, you can check out our website, blessingsofhope.com. God bless you, and remember that you can bring hope to the people that you meet every day.
Thank you for watching this episode of Hopecast. We hope you enjoyed it. Check out all the links in the description below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.